This is the Sim Pit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to today's edition of the Pit Stop, where you guys, my good friends, you are all the real star of today's show. Why? Because you're here to talk about sim racing with me each and every morning. Why? Because you guys send me stories. I got to tell you, half the stories are ones I found. The other half come from you guys. I want to thank The Man, who's always sending in a whole sheet of like 20 stories. We got the pit crew giving me stories on our Discord channel. And if anybody knows about anything in sim racing, of course, you can always email me, Sean@thesimpit.com. Let me know what you know about or what we should be talking about here on the Pit Stop each and every morning. So I want to thank you guys. I like to thank you guys a lot, but it's well deserved. So thank you for always having my back and making it a better show. So, and I am noticing that we're having a little slowdown in the news going on right now. So we might have to, instead of thinking of this as a 30-minute show, we might have to start trimming back to about 20 minutes until some really big news starts coming along. But who knows? You never know what's going on. But what is going on today, Tuesday, the 31st, last day of July? Wow, I cannot believe how fast. May, June, July. Yeah, August tomorrow. Sorry about that. Just had to double, triple check myself. Forza. So, Forza Horizon 4 is the next installment in the Forza franchise, as you know. And they are doing what they are calling their fourth and final Forza 4, Horizon 4 live stream. Taking a closer look at spring and taking a trip to Edinburgh. So, you Forza fans, you want to see the freshest, the latest, the greatest from Forza Horizon 4. You're going to be able to see that today at 11 a.m. So that's coming up in just, what is that, 2 hours? Yeah, 2 hours from now is when that's going to be taking place. You'll find that at the Forza Motorsport Twitter page. You can get the slack time of year. Yeah, exactly. We're kind of in that. We're not in that holiday season. The summer, you know, things already happened. But we do have a couple titles still coming out. So it's not like we're dead. But not as much news. So, Gran Turismo has a shot of the F1 car, Lewis Hamilton's F1 car. Did any of you get out there and drive? I did not get a chance to download the big patch with the new cars, some incredibly cool cars in that latest patch. Here's our photo of the day. I just, you know, anytime I see this Mazda, anytime I hear that Mazda, I get a smile on my face. It was a very big patch, and that includes the new track, Circuit de St. Croix. Anybody try it? Anybody get out there and give it a shot. See what it's like. Is it good? Is it bad? You know, new content. You look across the games, across all the way. New content is always sort of the best from those companies usually. You think of that Sebring variation from R-Factor 2. It was the best thing they ever made. The latest cars and tracks from iRacing are better than the previous cars and tracks from iRacing, and so on and so on. Could you see a difference? Was it noticeable? So there you go. That's my thoughts there. Formula One. So we have our latest gameplay video or gameplay trailer that came out today. Game comes out August 24th, so we're 25 days away. You're trying to get Forza 7 fixed. Too funny. But we do have a video. So if you go to the Formula One game website, Twitter feed, I'm sorry, you will see that latest and greatest. I believe it's on YouTube as well. But you'll see it all over the place. And just, yeah, giving us a little... We're getting close. 25 days away. Negotiations successful. Look at that. Living the life is back. I love it. So much going on with Competizione. Assetto Corsa Competizione. All these live events. All these, you know, sneak peeks and things that are going on. And the announcement of the open beta, whatever you want to call it, the sneak peek, the preview, the 6-month rollout of the game. They're going to be answering questions. So if you have questions that you'd like the answer to on intimate details of the sim, you can go find this. This is at the Assetto Corsa Twitter feed. And they have a link here. Let us know at hashtag ACC Competizione. And you can hit them up with their questions, and they're going to answer a bunch of questions. We'll be on the lookout for those answers. Ooh, I just realized they have a special page for Competizione even. I'm going to have to put that on my list, my radar. Forza 7, 76 cars. Yes, exactly. They got some cool cars in sort of in the spirit of 24-hour racing for the most part. R-Factor has a write-up from the guys at Studio 397. And they're talking about the work they did with Duquesne Engineering to tweak the Norma LMP3 car that they made. So if you just like hearing, this isn't really their roadmap. This is something on just the story behind the development. But if you want to hear some of the thought process that went, behind the scenes, not just the thought process, but the work that they did to accurately model this car, you can get the full write-up, cool pictures and things to be seen as well. That you'll find that at the R Factor main page. You can find it at the R Factor 2 Twitter page as well. Typing new Muppet script, I hope. All right, what else we got? You want to know some rally terminology? So the latest thing from the guys at Dakar are roadbook icons. So we talked about the road map, the actual map on yesterday's show, or the map notes, or what do they call it? Pace notes? Roadbook. Yes, roadbook. Anyway, here are what a legend of what some of the things mean. So if you want to know what tall grass symbol looks like on the map, you're going to see all of those. So that's the latest. That's some pretty good detail if you really think about it. Thank you, Eric. Thank you very much. But yeah, this is kind of cool, and it shows, this game, it's sort of a mystery what it's going to be. Because on some hands, it looks so accurate. But then look at that. How accurate is it going to be when that's what I don't even see a wheel. Anyway, but it is cool to see that they're doing things in great detail. And, this is the kind of thing when you talk about making fans. Who plays games? We all play games, but kids play games too. Pace notes, I thought. Yeah, Jamie, I thought the same thing. This is the kind of thing that turns, kids who play these games into longtime fans of rally, into racing in general. So my hat's off to them on some of the detail they're doing. I'm just going to keep mentioning it because they can't be stopped. The FA racing guys, I should stop giving them so much time. They're just one of many great teams out there. But congratulations, GT Topa. You're now able to register as a star player. So he's getting ready for the FIA GT Championship, I believe it is. FIA Season 3. So that's where more. Also, here's a shot of G2 Nestor taking out that F1 car, Lewis Hamilton's F1 car at the new track on the PlayStation, on GT Sport. Straight line. We're talking fastest animals. Oh, cheetah. The Merc in GT Sport doesn't work properly. Can you elaborate on it? What's wrong with it? Let us know. I want to know what's wrong. Jamie, absolutely. I think rally drivers are absolutely some of the most skilled, and I think a rally driver can switch what they know about a car to any car easier than other disciplines can switch to rally. Derek Spear has a video, and hello world, the new Micro Blue 32 controller that they've done. So obviously they're working on some micro stuff. I think we talked about that not long ago when he announced that board even existed, but Derek Spear making things smaller. Mario Kart drivers are the most skilled. I agree. They understand lock-to-lock steering so well. I thought this was a cool rig. This is at the R-Seat Facebook page, and this is the rig of Christian, who actually sent it into them. And I'm mentioning it for two reasons. Number one, look at this rig. That's an RS1 just like what I have, but it looks like might be well, it's the red and black. They got some cool logos on there, Rick Motec and Project Cars. Fanatic gear, it looks like. Some elaborate button boxes, some gigantic monitors. And look at that computer power thing over there on the right. But the real reason I am pointing this out to you, funny enough, I'm going to show you another picture, but you see these seat belts? Something that I could do with this next level motion platform, which is what they have. Something that anybody with a motion sim, a seat mover type motion system, this would not work on a D-box. It would only work on a seat mover. You see these springs at the bottom of the seat belts? What those are is creating tension. When you hit the brakes, a seat mover motion sim tilts forward. Those springs allow the belts to feel as though they are tightening on you. It gives them enough movement so the seat can move. It's not going to hurt you. The springs make it feel, and I swear I've driven on seat tensioner type, and they work so well that you would swear there was a motor driving them, like retracting, pulling them in or something. Like you felt like you had activated seat belts. That's a mod that I'm going to have to do to my rig, and anybody who has any kind of a seat mover, DIY, sim experience, CXC, next level racing, if it's a seat mover, it's a very easy adaptation to do, and I'll try to do a show showing you how to do it on my rig here. Simbin is hiring, so anybody who's looking for a job and they are an experienced vehicle physics programmer, they are looking for hiring there at Simbin. In addition, they have some teases of game development going on, so we might see more jobs opening up at Simbin Studios, so you artists, engineers, and those types are going to. So, this is sort of not really normal for this show, but it kind of made me laugh. Somebody sent it in, and I do remember an old version of something. This is a fireproof sock by Puma, and if you look at the material on the bottom, it reminds me of the Sim boot. Let's see. Do I have the Sim boot? Hold on. I tried out the Sim boot way back when, and I really did like it. And you could get that same, it had that same rubbery textured bottom. And it was grippy. Anyway, somebody sent this in. Is this a possible sim racing shoe? And I thought, you know, this very well could. It's not going to give you a lot of arch support, but it would make your feet more comfortable, and I don't know, I thought it was cool. Then this also got sent in, and this has got to be drifter, gas and clutch. If it was a racer, it would be gas and brake, I would like to think. Or do they think I need a third foot? But these just kind of amused me in the world of... Sim boots are no longer available, by the way. That company went away. You could always try just a gripping sock. That could work as well. Anyway, I just kind of thought it was a funny topic. And then if you're just looking for dedicated sim racing shoes, these are literally made, driving shoes made for sim racing. And I've looked at this company before, Fast Track Sims, and these have been sold out constantly. But $55.95 for some actual sim racing slip-on shoes. Kind of cool. Let's see. We already talked about this, didn't we? But here's a bigger version of the video. Showing off some of the new features of F1 2018. And we're just going to kind of click through it a little bit. Excuse me. New circuits, Paul Ricard and Hockenheim return. Oh, they run a little small. Good to know. Hey, Strung Out, how you doing? $12 slippers at Walmart. I think it also depends on what kind of pedals you use. If I'm using Logitech or Thrustmaster or light springed Fanatic, I do run in socks. And then it's a matter, do you want your pedals to be slippery to your feet or grippy? And then it would be a matter of what kind of texture you'd want, and as to whether you'd want like a sim boot. The minute you go to like a load cell, the minute you go to a hydraulic brake, or even a heavy spring or urethane on a regular brake, if you did some brake mod, you get to that point where you have to start thinking about using driving shoes. Some of the forces are strong enough that if you're doing a long race, you're going to get fatigue on your foot, believe it or not, in my opinion. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own threshold for strength and pain. So gamehype.co.uk has a full write-up, hands-on preview on F1 2018. So we've seen the videos, but if you want to hear it in somebody's opinion, somebody who doesn't necessarily work directly for Codemasters and their thoughts on where the game is, you will find that at gamehype.co.uk. What else we got? Just a quick article here, just if you want to read it, you can go check it out. PCinvasion.com. Talking about how retro racing games are cool, but it was a rough ride. And talking about how the original days of sim racing and what led to where we are today, you know, some of them were pretty cheesy games and maybe not even close to representation of sim. I think of games like Knight Rider, and I mean, some of the early days were pretty darn pathetic, but honestly, no more pathetic than any other game in their evolution. So if you think about, well, if you were to, I could write the same article and say retro shooter games are cool, but it was a rough ride. I mean, tell me that's not an accurate statement just as well. The McLaren GT Sport has a sticky throttle. Ah, interesting. I don't do bare feet, no, but I do socks. But I don't know if this is what Will Casas is saying. Will, how do I say your last name? Is it Casas? Casas? Casis? Please help me so I can, over time, correct myself. When I run in socks, I tend to use my big toe, and I tend to arch my foot like this and use like a toe to press, and it does cause a fatigue on its own, I will say, for me. What's this? And why is it not here? Ah, this was cool. I'm glad it did come through. So I already mentioned it, the microtransactions, so to speak, the buying with cash. Basically, I don't want to earn things. I don't want to wait too long. Hiking socks, that's not a bad idea. Anyway, here's a whole list. 218 cars that are available for purchase and a ranging price from 99 cents up to $2.99. Basically, you know, 99 bucks for a Kia and $2.99 for a race car. Basically comes out to be $400 if you were to buy everything, and would cost less than 2 million credits if you were to spend the time to earn it, I believe is what they say. But just give you an idea, look at this, 218 cars now available for direct purchase. Cassis, I believe. Cassis is what I've always said, I think. Cassis. Give me a yes and I'll know I got that right. If not, tell me, correct that. Sorry, Will. But that is pretty cool. If you wanted to get in some event or a race or something, and you know, you didn't happen to have the car and you needed to, in an emergency, get a GT Sport Mercedes, speaking of, maybe not recommended, being that it is a sticky throttle, rumor has it, $1.49 is what it's going to set you back. Calabasas. I live right next to Calabasas. William Cassis. Pure Farming 2018. Check out the new improvements and win a free copy. I am only mentioning it because they're doing a giveaway. So if you go to PCinvasion.com, you can do their follow them on Twitter, subscribe to their YouTube channel, and join the PC Invasion group on Steam, and you'll get 3 entries into their contest, and it will be selected on August 4th. You have until August 3rd to enter. So get over there. Do that for sure. You might as well. I mean, free is free, right? There you go. Crash PC Invasion and go get yourself. I hope one of you guys win. If somebody wins, you got to let me know. But you can't buy the cars over 2 million. Thank you, Spatial. GT Sport Trabant. I don't know, Jamie. I'm not a GT Sport expert. I've played it. I've reviewed it. But I'm not playing it enough to remember their library of cars very well. Tech Power Up, talking about the new GeForce GTX 1180 could be unveiled as soon as August 20th. So we've heard this date go forward. We've heard it go backward. You never know. You never know when it's going to actually happen. It's like they're timing it to the day until they've gotten rid of the last 1080 and that they could possibly get rid of before they bring these suckers out. I wouldn't even be surprised if they're trying to sell out of 1080s and forcing people to step to the 1180 if they're going to get a new card. That wouldn't even be that surprising. So, all right, what else? What else we got? Rocket League patch 1.49 adds the Zephyr Crate, key trading, and more. So Rocket League people can know that there's another patch with some fixes and some upgrades to the sim. That's also at trueachievements.com. Sim Racing World talking about a skin pack. The Skin Pack Le Mans 2018 project. This is not cars. This is skins, just to be clear. BB Spaden offers us a special pack, 24 hours of the Le Mans. You can discover it on Race Department. So if you're getting into that, I mean, Again, every time I touch R Factor 2, I think I want to get an R Factor 2 series. It's getting so good. It's been good. I've just not been getting into R Factor as much as I'd like to. But that's cool. And that write-up is at Sim Racing World through Google Translate. Also at Sim Racing World is a write-up on Assetto Corsa Competizione. So Objective Racing, while at the 24-hour of Spa, got a chance, like everybody else there, to really see it, feel it, touch it, drive it, smell it, whatever you want to say. And you can get that full write-up also at Sim Racing World and hear their thoughts on the upcoming, maybe the most anticipated upcoming title that we have right now. Dave, thumbs up. Oh yeah, thumbs up, everybody. I'm gonna give a little promo at the end here. We're pretty close to the end of the show, by the way. We're not gonna make 20, but I think we'll be inside of 30 today. Road to VR, talking about Samsung Odyssey dropping to 400, and the HP Windows Mixed VR down to 200 as steep discounts continue for Windows VR headsets. I want an Oculus, not a Windows VR, but I am about ready to get an Oculus. If I can find a great deal on a regular one, I'd like to get the original, even though I know the next gen are coming. But there are a few things that I really have been wanting to do in VR. Even though I've been saying it's not quite ready for prime time for me, I'm getting the itch. I might have to break down and do it. I told you yesterday, or we mentioned it a few times, but I do want to mention McLaren Shadow. It is starting today. You know, this thing's going to take till January to play out with the finals at the McLaren headquarters, but the next Rudy Van Buren selections are underway, and you're going to see it in a variety of different sims. The iRacing portion of it is beginning now and running through September 3rd, so it's basically, you know, 5 weeks going on, starting today and running through September 3rd. That's in the MP430, and then the MP412C will begin September 11th through October 15th. Open setups in the F1 cars, so it's setting the bar very high. I will admit that and acknowledge that. That is a tough car. It is a very tough car to set up, but if you think of Rudy Van Buren and how they might be utilizing him at McLaren, well, I think they want you to have that kind of knowledge and wisdom too, not just be a great driver. It's about being both, I think, in this case. I could buy you an Oculus. That's a great idea, Extreme. No, Jamie, it doesn't make me sick. I actually have a lot of hours on the Oculus. Yes, Kimber, thank you. And I want to, actually, I am to the end of the show. I got a couple little things to talk about, and then I'm going to close the show. I want to thank everybody out there. I'm going to name a few names, but I really, Kimber Rebmick is really helping out a lot, and she does a lot to help me out. She and the whole crew. I want to thank her. I want to thank all of our moderators in various different forms. Brandon, Josh, I think that Devin is a moderator as well. I want to thank you guys. I want to thank our extra streamers, Devin Booth and Dave Blair, for really kickstarting and getting the SimPit crew channel where we are right now going. So many people, and I've left out names. I mean, I want to thank Jesse for tech support and everything he does for everybody else. So many names and so many people behind the scenes that are really helping us take shape and take form. And now if I could just respond with enough content to back it up, I think we're on a great path, and I just want to thank everybody. But we are still 150 subs short on this SimPit crew channel. We need 1,000, so notifications. I'm hoping that's what will make notifications work out great. So please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, tell a friend. Let them know we've moved. All live content is here on the crew channel. If you're sitting at the main channel, you're probably wondering, why is it gone so silent? Well, because everything live is over here. So I'm going to bring up the schedule real quick, and then I'm going to come back to the stories of the day. Tonight is Project Cars. Devin Booth will be streaming. We're going to be running at 6 p.m. as normal. It will be open to all patron members to get out there and have some fun in Project Cars too. I'm not sure what's on the plate. I unfortunately will not be able to make it tonight. I'll get to that in one moment. But if you're there for the stream, Devin might even give out the password and let some of you watching in on that as well. But that'll be here on this channel tonight at 6 p.m. Thank you, Devin. And the reason I'm not going to be there tonight, which is really a shame because I'd like to be there, is, see this CXC simulations? You guys know them. I would do some things for them from time to time. Anyway, right here, they haven't named it, but I'm going to give you guys a little tease. They have a sim center that is opening up within the next, I don't know, 30, 60 days. I am actually working a party there tonight, and this is super secret because they don't even talk about the new sim center. Hopefully I'll get you some pictures and show you what was going on there, but I've been hired to be a driving instructor for a VIP party tonight. So that's where I'm going to be. Unfortunately, I will not be able to race on Project Cars tonight, which is too bad because I always have fun when we do that. And it also means that my editing takes another day. So that next level racing review is still going to be a little delayed. I'm very, very sorry about that. I'm going to just try to cut all extracurricular for the next few months until I get all the reviews done and get everything up to speed. But again, I'm going to thank you guys for all the behind-the-scenes help and motivation, always kicking me in the butt, trying to get me to do more, and I really appreciate it. Anyway, that's going to do it for today. Thank you for being part of the pit crew. Thank you for being here. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole, and I'll see you on the track.